just before that.
Oh, a big fire! Another Ginetta.
It's a fire for the 278, the former TCE race leader. And this is the Finlay Hutchison car. We know about the dramas that it was having maybe in the fueling area. We saw it in the penalty box. And now car 278 is well alight on the rear left corner. It's been driven deliberately off the circuit.
Now they're coming with... Well, they're not really trying to put it out. They're standing well back. They need a fire truck to get down there, I think.
Yeah.
And those fire... I mean, we have seen Ginettas catch fire before.
We have.
I don't know why, but...
Well, both GT3 spec and GT4 or SP3 spec cars have been susceptible to the odd fire. Code 60, as Paul says.
Nobody seems to be doing anything about this at the moment. So the driver the other side of the track.
Well, that's good to see.
Yeah.
Because I was unsure as to whether...
now somebody's come with a... now finally the marshals are there. And already, so there's Colin White with the white shirt on. It's
still Finlay who is driving, by the way.
Yeah.
And Colin, as you might imagine, now staring just blankly at a screen because that's one of his very smart SP3 cars going up big style.
That wasn't his out lap, but it was his first flying lap, having just come out of the pits.
Well, that car is well alight, look. They're really struggling with this. I wonder if they got a fire truck. Yes, the fire truck has just arrived here. They really need to get that into action. And the car burning and head shaking in the pits.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's all about how... I mean, this is really sad for CWS, but everyone else's race is continuing. So how do you react to it, Paul?
Well, you come in and try and get some fuel if that's what you want to do. But, of course, we've now got all 6 refuelling stations being used. And there's a queue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in the queue. And amongst them, and in fact, amongst the cars that have given up the task was Herbert Motorsport. They came into the pits, then realised that the refueling zone was full and have gone straight through. So this is the problem that Andrew was referring to earlier on, where there's too many people trying to get fuel from a limited number of fuel stations. And so although there's code 60, there are cars going into the pits who haven't got fuel and are therefore really just having a dummy pit stop. Andrew.
They've got another fire truck coming here, but this car is still burning. You know, this is going to be destroyed, this car. This is going to be...
Well, it's out of the race.
Yeah.
From afraid,
yeah, more than that, though,
we are now to a point where the chassis is practically written off.
Yeah.
The fuel tank surely now burning because...
I just wonder if the fuel pump was left on and there's still some fuel pumping or something.
Maybe, but unfortunately...
Now they've got stuff for the fire truck, which see...
Yeah, but it's not making any difference, is it?
No.
Because no matter how much extinguishant you apply to that...
It's got hold.
You are basically spraying onto fuel that is alight. And if anything, it's just spreading the fire now further behind the car. The engine is still retrievable at this stage because that's at the other end of the car, but I would have thought the kind of base chassis there is going. And 178 obviously now is the only CWS car remaining in the race. That's the James May car, and they're having to service that whilst the rest of the team are gawping at the screen.
Yeah, it dies down. I think another fire truck coming now.
What's the general mood down at CWS? I can kind of imagine.
Well, I'm here in the garage. Obviously, the team are watching in disbelief at the screens. I guess there's nothing really they can say. Obviously, driver is out of the car. Did you get anything from the driver before? No, they don't want to talk. It's obviously quite difficult. They're standing here watching. It seems like it's, as you said, taking a long time to get this fire under control. There's really nothing they can say in here, but they're completely devastated.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they are off the racing line or off the track, so we're not going to have any damage to the tarmac, though. Well, this is going to damage the tarmac.
Well, I mean, certainly the fuel has got down there,
yeah.
Andrew, and fuel onto the track is then...